Well, this day had a mix of a new abnormality, standard variety, and another tool abnormality, each with their own rules. What those rules were, well, you know how this works by now. Now, at first glance, the newer abnormalities included I noticed the black damage shield was available. I'd know I'd have to use those sparingly. Yeah, I was also waiting for Express Train to Hell to be almost charged before sending the agents to where I wanted them to go. And the newer abnormalities, well, one resembled the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, and the other resembles research notes. I also had Camille work on Army in Black. Sure, there was a 1% chance of getting the gifts, but it's a gift that'd be worth getting for her, seeing as it make her rifle more effective. As for the Tin Man, more PED boxes were needed, and it looked like attachment works were the best. Yeah, I had a feeling that it wasn't a good idea to improve them all the way, right away. Especially when the rules for each abnormality they are not initially known. Yeah, these research notes, written by a crazed researcher, apparently. Improve temperance. More specifically, work speed and work success rate. Although I suspect it was like the heart of aspiration, and since that one had something to do with combat, this had something to do with works. And the Tin Man was called the Warm-Hearted Woodsman. Yeah, I think we can guess what weapon can be made from that research. Although, more research was needed to be sure. examples of the warm-hearted woodsman were bad results lower the Quib-off counter. If the temperance level is above level 2, let's just say it ended badly, and if the Quib-off counter reached 0 and someone works on it, well, that agent would die in a breach. So, the best thing to do with that one. And as for the notes, yeah, best to use it for 3 seconds or more. It improves temperance-based works, and it's best not to take too much damage when holding them. Otherwise, the agent explodes. As for the warm-hearted woodsman, it's best not to lower the Quib-off counter. Otherwise, he'll either have a chance of breaching or be rendered useless for gathering energy from. Yeah, considering the Crimson Dawn ordeal was coming, and yeah, there were some suits to make from the warm-hearted woodsman's research. It's a good idea to have agents in the Central Command Department to deal with the clowns that appear during the Crimson Dawn alert. The Crimson Dawn alert that was imminent. And just as expected, it was an axe. A big axe. Well, I was expecting an axe, but not that large. Yeah, the clowns were appearing. Do you know what my advice is when dealing with them? At least the clowns that appear around this facility. Don't send them. They're already. Yeah, sorry about that. After that, ordeal was taken care of. And not a Broadway musical kind of take care of. It was back to more works. As Camille hadn't got the gift from Army in Black, and the equipment for Warm-Hearted Woodsman wasn't all made yet. Yeah, the suit derived from Warm-Hearted Woodsman's research. Good against red and black, not so good against white and pale. Although the pale, not that relevant. Not on this day, anyway. Right. More clowns were coming to the facility. I knew how this one works. There was some kind of deformed hydra that when it died made small clowns appeared. Where are the robots when you need them? Or at least, I don't know, hentai monoliths? Then again, that mean an increased risk of Army and Black breaching. And we know how those work now. When the Quip-Off counter is 0, they breach and head towards the main rooms. Then they explode and Quip-Off counters and other containment units go down. Which means with abnormalities like the Meat Lantern, they breach and cause even more death. Irritating, I know, but unavoidable. Well, if it isn't unavoidable, at least at this point, with all the available resources, I wasn't aware of how to make it possible. Besides, I can more control the agents than the clerks that wander around the facility. And at that point I knew the Clown Hydra was coming. And the axes hadn't been made yet. And I had only one level Quip-Off meltdown in order to have them made. The agents made relatively short work of the smaller clowns. Thankfully, they weren't all in one place. All that remained now was to complete the works for the day without passing level 7 without meltdown. I have a few more works to work with. Yeah, verbally redundant. I know. But again, I had to also reverse Quethhoff meltdowns in containment units. Thankfully, I had plenty of agents that could use the development. Either that or they just had nothing to do. Yeah, I had to remember a lot of rules for different abnormalities. Yeah, once Letitia is worked on by someone, don't let that someone work on any others. Because otherwise, they're gonna die. And I'd rather they don't die. There's been 23 full days when no agents have been killed. And I decided I was gonna keep it that way. Yeah. Camille still hadn't got the gift of Army in Black. And I was running out of available works for her. Well, I was running out of available works. I didn't mind normal results, as long as the results weren't bad. That was all that mattered in the end. And it looked like Camille can finally be... can finally be transferred back to information. As she has, at this point, the full set of pinks, as it's designated. Although, there was still one more axe that needed to be made. Before the day was concluded. I'd have it made. Although, it couldn't hurt to have some other works done before the day was finished. Including those that could certainly use it. As it'd be nicer if I had more combat-ready agents. Although, what'll happen, or rather what would happen after, I read the story, and let's just say that the warm-hearted woodsman, it took a darker twist than in the book The Wizard of Oz. It had a hint of Aztec sacrifice. Let me put it that way. At the start of day 25, Angela got philosophical again about the human mind being a melting pot of feelings, and that it meant strong energy from strong emotions. And I was guessing it wasn't just metaphorical. And that some employees were, unbeknownst to them, experimental test subjects. In fact, even A at the top knew about it. The energy was all that mattered. All other considerations, Angela didn't really care about them. Then she asked if I had any wish to meet A. I answered honestly, yeah. She'd tell A that I'd like to meet him when he returned. Although let's just say that she hinted that he kept things hidden. Much like her, but a bit more than that. It was then that I was introduced to seeing things as they truly were. The heads of the departments, well, they weren't who they appeared to be. And they appeared to be... yeah. Apparently Angela was an android that was capable of passing for human she appeared as she truly was. As for the others, well... yeah, she had an opinion of herself which was a little inflated. Yeah, I didn't argue about everything being distorted. It seemed a bit too clean, too bright. It was then I saw the Tipperev as they truly were. I had a lot of thoughts in my head, but they could wait. I asked if they were Tipperev, and they seemed puzzled. Or annoyed, depending on how you interpreted their reaction. Yeah, they looked like some combination of moving garbage cans from a popular sci-fi series. Something involving cake, and something involving a planet that attracts all kinds of people. Yeah, apparently it's like that because of an act that prevents them in reality, from passing to human. Or at least that's how I remember it. Memory's a bit fuzzy in places. Yeah, I discovered the truth that there were robots that had human brains. Malkuth walked in, and I saw her as she truly was. Although she still had her notepad. Well, at least they had their names written on them. Although, it was pretty hard not to know who each of them were, as they looked different. Although it was harder to tell whether the female Tipperev. Yeah, did I get it wrong? Not sure if I did. Was angry or not, as the perception filter was temporarily disabled, and I was still unnerved that the Tipperev wasn't shut down, but more crushed. The male one, I mean. And then the replacement turned up, as if nothing happened. It seemed that the female Tipperev knew more than the male did. I was guessing because she She was probably a more durable model. Asked what happened to Tippereth now. Yeah, I was talking about the replaced machine there. And apparently the errors kept coming. And I was questioning how many brains were crushed. I was guessing if she was running it by herself, she would have burned out long ago. Well, the day hadn't started proper. And it'd get a lot more complicated. You know what, let's take a break before I get to that. When the halfway point was nearing.